How's everybody doing today? I just want to show everyone that this is Bear. Bear is who I named my algebra program after. My 13-year-old Peekapoo. He'll be 13 in June. I'm Mr. Chew. I do call this Bear Algebra. We're factor by grouping, and these are my challenge problems. There's Bear telling you not to get all choked up. So we have to factor out a negative. This is a special case, and you just have to understand how to do special cases sometimes. Like this video if it helps you, and subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can watch more of my videos easily by searching. All right, very first thing we have to do in challenge 1, you're going to have to change this to plus the opposite to get plus negative 18x, or you may miss the problem because you're going to think that is a positive. It is not a positive. Remember, plus the opposite is the same as subtracting. They are the same. So this is plus a negative 18x. Now we're going to factor the first two. It's a 3. It's an ugly 3. Let me make out a better 3 for my video watchers. So we're going to factor out of the first two a GCF. And then we're going to factor out of the second two a GCF. So the GCF here is x. And again, I do have videos on factoring GCFs out. And the GCF here will be 9. Now in this case, again, this is a special case. You see how I've got a positive 3 and a positive 3 and a negative 2x and a negative 2x? Now we're not going to have to factor out a negative because it already worked out. We just will rewrite it now. So this is just a situation where it does change per problem sometimes. And instead of writing negative 2x plus 3, I'm going to write 3 plus negative 2x. And remember how we changed minus 18x to plus a negative 18x here? And down here I can change the plus a negative 2x to minus 2x. Change this to minus 2x. And then I say, okay, do I have the same factored portion after I factor out the GCFs? Yes, I do. So I'm going to put that factor that is common in parentheses, and I multiply it by another binomial, it's called, which is x plus 9. Now, I have some students who will say, I don't know how you got this x here. Well, if I take x times 3 minus 2x and divide it by 3 minus 2x, what's left is x. So let me write that down here just so you can see what I'm talking about. And I divide that by what I factored out. And remember, the denominator and the numerator will cancel, and I have an x left. And then the same thing here. On the bottom one, I have 9, or the one on the right, and it'll be on the bottom over here. And I divide that by 3 minus 2x, and remember that denominator is a quantity that cancels here, and I have a 9 here. Since it's plus, it'll be plus. Now you may say, yeah, but does that really equal? Well, let's factor it out and see if I have the same 4 terms as my original polynomial. So first, 3 times 3x is 3x. Outer, 3 times 9 is 27. Inner, negative 2 times x is negative 2x squared. And then last, negative 2x times 9 is negative 17, or negative 18, sorry, x. So now let's look and see if we've got the same ones. I've got a 3x here, 3x here. I got a minus 2x squared, minus 2x squared. I got a minus 18x, which is the same as plus a negative 18x. And I've got a plus 27, which means it checked. All right, so now how was that different than what we've done in the examples? When we got to this point, I didn't have to change this to a minus because these were the same, just written differently. So that's where algebra gets hard for some people. One little thing changes, so the problem changes. All right, remember what we do here. We group the first two. We group the last two. We factor out a GCF of 3a. Becomes b minus 7. Factor out a 5. Becomes 7 minus b. B is positive, 7 is negative. 7 is positive, b is negative, so I'm going to have to factor out a negative 5 here. So a negative 5 is the same as minus 5. This becomes negative 7, and this becomes positive. Now you're saying, how did you do that? Well, negative 5 times negative 7 will be the same as positive 5 times positive 7, because they're both going to give me this 35. A negative 5 times plus b will be the same as 5 times negative b, or minus 5b. So now that I have these, I rewrite the second one just so it looks like the first, second parentheses. So I put b plus negative 7. And remember, plus negative 7 can be written as b minus 7. They're the same thing. So now I've got that same factor. So I put it in the parentheses. And then I say, okay, what is left in my other parentheses? Well, b minus 7 will cancel here, and I have 3a left. We're subtracting. The b plus negative 7 or b minus 7 will cancel, and I have minus 5. So there's my two binomials. When you're factoring, and factor by grouping is your method, you're going to have these four terms that end up being two binomials multiplied. In this example, I had these four terms that end up being two binomials in black here. So, now you're saying, well, how do I check it? FOIL. B times 3a is 3ab, the outers. B times negative 5 is negative 5b, the inners. Negative 7 times 3a is negative 21a. And then the last, negative 7 times negative 5 is positive 35. All right, now let's check and see if we really do have them all. Here's a 3ab, there's a 3ab. Here's a minus 5b, there's a minus 5b. Here's a minus 21a, here's a minus 21a, and here's a plus 35, which means I did them all right. Like this video, it helps me push it out to more people. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. And remember, I'm Mr. Chew, and I want to help you using Bear Algebra to understand factor by grouping. So the original video will be linked up here at the end of the video. Down here will be a link of other algebra videos in a playlist. Make sure you like this. Make sure you follow me on TikTok, Instagram, X, and Facebook. And remember, I'm Mr. Chew, and I want to help you learn algebra.